There's something puzzling about the terracotta soldiers of the Qin Emperor. A lot of the soldiers wear small round caps like this. Archaeologists have confirmed that it's a kerchief made of linen. The officers wear board-shaped caps made of cattle hide. Quite a number of the soldiers roll up their long hair into buns. Neither the soldiers nor the officers wear helmets. Not only are they helmetless, but their armour is very simple, with the least possible amount of protection. Soldiers of the main force have protective plates only on their chest and back. The crossbowmen in front wear no protection at all, just light clothes.
从横面看得出来，秦用都是简装，都是简装。他这个着的这个铠甲，但是这个铠甲呢，防护的这个面积呢并不大，都属于轻型的。和那个当时我们所了解那个魏国那个重装部队呢，正好形成一个明显的反差。
Qin state should have had the ability to provide enough armor. Historically, Qin was known to be the richest state after the Xiangyang political reforms. As stated in the historical records, Qin had a force of 1 million military men. However, the representation of the Qin army present here is not as well armoured as we thought it would be. What then is the historical reason for this strange fact? A diligent and conscientious legal official named Xi, who lived in Yuanmeng County in the state of Qin over 2,000 years ago, provides some clues. Xi joined the army 3 times. He recorded on bamboo slips 2 incidents which happened when the Qin army was attacking Xingqiu County. During the fighting at Xingqiu, a Qin soldier cut off and took an enemy head. Another Qin soldier tried to kill the first one and steal the head. But this plot was brought to light by a 3rd soldier, and the undisciplined soldier was caught in the act. Some other bamboo slips also recorded fights between soldiers for an enemy head. So, Qin soldiers went so far as to kill one another for an enemy's head. What made them so desperate for these bloody trophies? 135 years before Qin unified China, the reformer Xiangyang set up a legal system that other states would not have accepted. Ever since then, Qin strictly followed this legal code. It influenced people for 6 generations to come, right up to the first emperor of Qin.
按照商鞅的理论啊，他就是要把老百姓塑造成一种只知道耕田和打仗。 就是其他事情都不要问，做个老百姓，做个民众，就是要么就生产多打粮食，要么就是到前方去杀敌人，多杀敌人。
As decreed by Xiangyang, any Qin soldier who killed an enemy and chopped off his head would be rewarded with 1 grade of rank in the nobility and a house with a farm and some servants in addition. The more heads one chopped off, the higher the rank that would be awarded.
你只要打仗打得好，你就可以授爵。一授爵就有一定的这个土地，有一定的土地，有一定的房子。那说你整个生活跟打仗挂钩。
Such was the system for rewarding soldiers set up by Xiangyang. 2,000 years afterwards, the bamboo slips written by Xi revealed many details of that system. In the case where a soldier collected 2 enemy heads in battle, his imprisoned parents would immediately be set free. If his wife were a slave, she would become a free citizen. In Chinese tradition, inheritance belongs to the family. Military honours could also be handed down. If the father were killed at the front, his awards passed to his son. Achieving great military exploits would benefit the whole family. This is tableware for the noble Qin class. The delicacy is still evident to the present-day eye. 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, power and wealth in society were shared according to one's blood relations and family background. The state of Qin, by adopting laws to award ranks of nobility to citizens and even to slaves for their military exploits, openly encouraged its people to seek fame and wealth. It was only the people of Qin at that time who seemed to be willing to accept such a legal structure. The tableware used by the common Qin people was much simpler and cruder compared to that of the nobles. It can be understood what the rank of nobility meant to the rank and file. Xi's bamboo slips also reveal that people of different ranks ate different food at their meals. Men in the third grade of the rank of nobility got 1 dou of polished white rice, 1 shang of sauce, and a plate of vegetable soup, while those in the second grade had coarse rice. A common soldier would be fortunate to find whatever food was available to satisfy his hunger. The class differences were very rigid. In view of such benefits, it's understandable why soldiers would fight amongst themselves over an enemy head. In the eyes of the Qin soldiers, the enemy head was a kind of currency with which to buy position and wealth.
《秦国的老百姓啊，见了战，听说打仗，就好像那个饿狼碰见食物一样，那样子一种感情啊。
In the pit of terracotta soldiers, there are some who hold short, sharp weapons for grappling, but do not wear leather armour. They stand out in this underground army. Who were they? This is something that has puzzled researchers. One possibility is this. There were some dangerous missions during the fighting which might have cost one one's life. In view of the handsome rewards, there would be volunteers. According to the system of rewarding military exploits with higher rank set up by Shangyang, the highest awards would go to those serving in a special branch of the army. Possibly this branch was the one Shangyang referred to as the charging men. It could be assumed that the Qin state over 2,000 years ago was a country where military men were found everywhere. To the millions of Qin people, going to the front was not only to fight for their country, it was also the only way to gain fame and wealth, escaping from poverty to a better position. In Chinese history, the culture and characteristics of the Qin people were unique. Possibly this had something to do with their origins. The Qin people used to live in the grasslands in the northwest of China. They lived among nomadic tribes. In the eyes of the people in the central part of China, where civilization was developed, they were backward and barbarous people. In spite of the fact that the Qin people tried hard to copy the civilization of central China, they never really managed to assume the elegance, the delicacy, balance and modesty which existed in the central civilization. In their minds, it was only natural to be aggressively military and go all out for their own benefit. Han Feizi was a great thinker during the Warring States period. He wrote down his own feelings when he first met the Qin people. Knowing there would be war, the Qin people became extremely anxious and restive, stripping to the waist and stamping their feet without the slightest care for life or death. A noted wandering advisor of that time wrote the following description of the Qin army. They march forward bravely, bareheaded and stripped to the waist. The way the Qin attack the other 6 states is like a stone smashing eggs. They run after their enemies, carrying a human head in one hand and hold a captive under the other arm. The Qin army, as vividly described by the advisor, makes people tremble with fear. It was also discovered from Xi's bamboo slips that the Qin army drank a lot of wine before and after each battle. A bowl full of wine would heat the blood and bring excitement. As the order was given and fighting began, either death or promotion was in store. At a time like this, to the soldiers, wine would result in just one impulse: to kill the enemy and reap rewards. The researchers also discovered something curious. Most of the soldiers have quite a pot belly. This may be the result of long-term wine drinking. Now, returning to the soldiers with no helmets and only a few leather plates for protection, there seems to be only one explanation for this potentially life-threatening behavior. The heavy helmets and plate armor would be obstacles to killing the enemy and thereby winning rewards. Sima Qian, in his work, The Historical Records, also said that Qin soldiers at the front went as far as stripping to the waist and throwing away their plate armor. These terracotta soldiers display a militant spirit. The Qin had strong attacking weapons but paid little attention to armor. That could be due to army regulations or the spontaneous behavior of the soldiers. However, this is only an assumption. The rank awarding system set up by Shangyang consisted of 20 grades, from the lowest to the highest. This leads us to think about the connection to the present system of military ranks. Military ranks are symbols of military honor. It was a turning point in military history when the system of rank was instituted. It's a formal and effective system in the management of armed forces. Had the Qin army of over 2,000 years ago already adopted this kind of formal military rank system? Military ranks are normally displayed. Take a close look at this army. The hairstyle, the caps, and the way they dress are different. Is there anything in these differences related to their military rank? Yuan Zhongyi, an archaeologist, and his colleagues tried to come up with a reasonable explanation. The first 3 rows of soldiers with crossbows wear simple clothes. The hair is tied in a bun in the shape of a vertebra bending upwards. In the infantry, there are people who wear leather armor plates with their hair in pigtails fixed to the back of the head. The majority of the infantry wear round caps made of linen with a sharp point at the top, like this. Judging by their positions in the arrangement, the difference in clothing and hairstyle are not due to their lifestyle, but to their different ranks in the nobility.